Well, it's we're about 2.5 miles in, I guess. So far, it's been either flat or kind of downhill, but I have a feeling we're getting ready to start up now. So it's about 10 to 11. We're starting our first climb. Little stream run alongside us. Oh, this must be one of the, that's a Jefferson National Park. Mount Rogers. I imagine this is one of the parks. I gotta look at what the name of the river is. Well, it's about almost 11 o'clock. I just stopped. Again, we're about 3 miles in. But I was just looking at the map here, and this is apparently Little Laurel Creek. It runs alongside the road here when we leave Damascus. And another 2 or 3 miles, something like that, maybe it leaves and goes off to the south. And apparently right on the other side of it is the Virginia Creeper Trail, which follows it, goes right on into Damascus, and then as it follows the creek, it diverges away from the road here. And then it kind of comes back. But by the time we get to Connerock, which is the next big town, it's gone off in a different direction completely south. Looks like down into Tennessee. And yeah, it's pleasant. It's kind of interesting. Sometimes it's going with the hill. Other times when we're going down, it seems to be going up. Well, I'm still at the same spot. We're, like I said, about 4 miles in. It's about not quite 11 o'clock. Alan's starting coming by.
Looks like this might be where it gets started.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to tell. I thought that once before, and then it kind of went down again, but it's got to be pretty soon. Yeah, this is the Little Laurel Creek. The Virginia Creeper Trail's on the other side over there. Bikers just went by, and we're trying to decide now whether we're actually on the hill or not. It seems like we kind of start up and then settle down again, so let's see. Well, it's about 11:25 right now, and I'm sitting at the bottom of the first hill. I just ran it. It's about 5.3 miles. And I'm not sure about the elevation. It starts at 640, and then it goes past 0.5 of a mile, and I got to figure out some way to, to convert this thing so it keeps it in yards. There's 170 yards in there, you know, 176 from 0.5 to 0.6. Anyhow, Alan probably started this at about 11, and I'm going to start back up. I passed him, and he was up quite a ways on the hill already, so I'll just confirm that. That's when I'll get back on. It's about 11:25. I'll pass that. It's 11:30 right on the button, and we're coming up through here, and then on the side where you see the truck park is an entrance to the Appalachian Trail. We're 3.3 miles back up the hill now, and I still haven't caught Alan. And it's 5.5 miles to the top, so he's doing pretty good. We're actually only about 0.8 of a mile to go to the top, and I still haven't caught up with Alan. So he's obviously doing well. So I think the big thing here is we've got a 5.3 mile hill, but it has some pretty flat spots, and actually it took a dip a couple times, but then it's got some relatively steep parts. But if the other two are like this, then maybe we're in really good shape. About a half mile, man. So at about a half a mile out, we caught up with him. Half mile from the top of the mountain. It's about 3 minutes after 12 o'clock. Catching up with Ellen. I passed him coming down. He's about a little over 3 miles from where we change or we get into Kuno Rock, but he's only about a mile from where it gets all downhill. So it's kind of up and down through here. So.
First place that you can pull off, I'd like to grab a couple of granolas.
Okay. You got about a mile. It's going to go up and down, and then it's downhill for about 2.
Oh.
Well, it's about 12:25 on the 3rd of June. We're on the downhill towards Kano Rock, which is basically looks like it's just a big area for people who are riding bikes for some reason. I mean, they see all kinds of shuttles going back and forth, but it's primarily parks and that. At that point, we'll be 12 miles in to the trip for the day and changing roads from 58 to 603. And I guess it won't be too long after that that we'll start into another hill somewhere. We got 3 if we make them all today, but I'm kind of hopeful this is the worst one, but you never can tell from these maps as to how steep they actually are. Elevation's no more. Elevation change is no more in some of the park area, all the things. It says here, it looks like more than Virginia Creeper Trail, I think. Creek Junction, bike rental. So I said this whole thing seems to be set up for something like that. By the way, when I was going down the hill there just a moment ago, had to get up to about 32, 33 miles an hour to get by him. So he's moving right along. This is where we change. We're right at the bottom. We're Kuno Rock. And the gate goes off and we go on 603, and that looks like we go on it for a number of miles, maybe 13 or so, and then we switch again to 16. Well, actually, it's not quite 11:30. I mean 12:30, and we just broke the 12-mile mark. 603, heading for Troutdale, which is 13 miles away. As soon as I get a chance here, I get around Allen and go see if I can find where the mountain starts. And just passed Allen just a couple minutes ago. And again, it just take a little bit just to get the feel of the lay of the land here. Try getting to look more like Missouri. Looks like somebody's got a Christmas tree. It's about 5 to 1. We're at an intersection of 600 and 603, and it's got all these different places you can go, but we're going to go on 603 up this way, up to the right here of me. And you're going to make a right turn at the T. This is about the worst. The next mile or so is about the worst for the next 6.5 miles.
Really?
I mean, it goes up and down, you know, but I mean, there isn't anything. I don't think there's anything close to this all the way up to where we turn to head the last 8 miles into the place where we kind of targeted for.
Okay.
So, but I mean, you know, it's not flat. It's one thing. It looks like it's going downhill both ways, but it isn't, you know. But it's more downhill than uphill after you go about another mile or so. This is the trailhead for the Appalachian Trail. I can get a shot of that. Ellen must have went right on by. It's downhill, and he's taking advantage of it. This is a national forest and recreation area, and apparently it really lends itself to horses.